2021 has been an interesting year for cinema, with many films that have been repeatedly postponed due to the pandemic finally being released. In my list of the top 10, I have tried to balance the blockbusters with the festival films, and as usual, to qualify for my list, a film must be recorded as being released in 2021. So some 2020 films released at the start of this year do not count. Before we start, please consider subscribing to help support this channel so we can keep making videos like this. Number 10. Free Guy. This light-hearted comedy about a NPC in a video game is not a profound or life-changing film. However, I give big kudos to well-made comedies because of the happiness that they can bring, especially during this pandemic. I also really appreciate that this film is not an adaptation of a video game, but about making video games in general, meaning that it's chock full of details that gamers will love. Number 9. Pig. This film takes the premise and underworld action of John Wick and blends it beautifully with the heart and soul of Ratatouille. The surprising choice of character and profession makes for an intriguing film, acted out by Nicolas Cage in one of the most understated and moving performances of his career. Number 8. King Richard. In a battle between nature versus nurture, the Williams family prove that with enough perseverance, hard work, hope, and love, you can overcome the societal constraints that bind you to a certain type of life. It is a true story worth watching, and if you want to hear my full review of it, you can check out the link above or in the description below. Number 7. Spencer. It's very difficult to make a biopic, especially of someone so iconic as Diana, but I think Spencer takes the right approach. Spanning just 3 days of her life, this fable of a true tragedy manages to capture a powerful snapshot of a person in crisis, with Kristen Stewart disappearing into the role and doing it the utmost justice. Number 6. The Hand of God. Director Paolo Sorrentino's look at his own life story is simultaneously fanciful, yet unmistakably authentic. The balance between living and dreaming is thoughtfully explored in this coming-of-age tale that will feel familiar to anyone on a creative career path. Number 5. Passing. It's hard to imagine living a life where you must erase your identity for your own safety, and Passing presents a moving example of this from the 1920s that is still relevant a century later. It's one of the few contemporary films that uses black and white color cleverly, not just for aesthetic reasons, but as a direct depiction of its themes. Number 4. Dune. This film was difficult to find a place for given that its story is incomplete. It may be somewhat unsatisfying by itself, but as the beginning of a series, its epic scale exceeded my expectations, managing to evoke this addictive, unnerving feeling of perpetual nothingness, but with endless possibilities. If you want to watch my full review of it, click the link above or in the description below. Number 3. The Last Duel. This film caught me off guard as I didn't expect to be surprised by what looked like a predictable story of medieval feuding. However, its 3-part structure and he said, she said format was powerfully written and expertly acted. Its themes are relevant to contemporary issues, and I found Marguerite's story and powerless position incredibly moving. Furthermore, the fact that it is based on a true story makes it extra worthy of a spot in this list, as it portrays a piece of history worth knowing more about. And to top it all off, it has one of the most gripping fight sequences that I've ever watched, where I found myself having to remember to breathe because I was so anxious to see who wins. Number 2. Blue Bayou. This is a film I don't expect many of you to have heard of, let alone seen, but it's definitely my recommendation of one to seek out and watch if you can. It explores the topics of immigration, adoption, family, identity, and purpose through the relationship of Antonio and his daughter Jessie. Their conversations made me consider things from a different perspective, especially relating to the subjects of choice and truth. This alone makes the film worth watching, but it solidifies itself with an exceptionally powerful ending, which shifts between the understanding of an adult to one of a child, who cannot comprehend the rules of society that are imposed on her. Number 1. Spider-Man: No Way Home. Alright, here it is. Some of you may hate me for crowning a Marvel film as the best film of the year, and some of you may have hated me if I had not done that. I myself am conflicted between the side of me that abhors the money machine that is the superhero industry, but the other side of me also can't help appreciate that machine considering the quality of films that it has produced in recent years. By this I mean, where superhero films were once a joke, now they explore universal themes in meaningful ways, while still being very entertaining. Tom Holland's previous Spidey films would not have made it onto this list, but this one, No Way Home, explores the very fabric of the character's being, challenging him at the most human level. Plus, the nostalgia hits are exhaustingly effective. Many film series have banked on this feeling of nostalgia with their remakes, reboots, second cousin once removed kind of sequels, but No Way Home kicks it up a notch, and it could have been disastrous, but it simply wasn't. Once again, if you want to watch my full review of it or my video about how nostalgia works, then feel free to click the links above or in the description below. Congratulations, Marvel, you win. I've made you my number 1 and I cannot take it back, so I will retire my badge as yet another unverified film critic on the internet and go into hiding. Bye everyone. There we have it, my top 10 films of 2021. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to see more videos, and comment with your thoughts on the topic. What was your favorite film this year? For more film content, feel free to follow us on Twitter, Letterboxd and TikTok. Links in the description. Otherwise, this has been Tea Break Film Reviews. My name's Michelle, and I hope you have a happy new year.